Okay, you go. Mint candy. Let's start because Sonia has joined the chat, honey. She's saying Kim and her siblings, they are a set of criminals, and she is backing her son, Ray J, and she's standing 10 toes down behind him to get the Jenner's lawsuit dismissed. Like, it's like the angels singing Christmas carols at this point, because who knows how snaky the Jenners are, better than Ray J's mom. Ray J's mom, remember, Kim Kardashian stole Brandy's credit card because she was Brandy's assistant years ago, and she took the card, went shopping, and then she gave it to her siblings to buy a bunch of stuff. You know, Kim is very vindictive, and she was in her vindictive era, you know, so when she wanted to take things out on Ray J, that's her way to go about things. So Sonia Norwood filed a declaration supporting Ray J's effort to dismiss the defamation lawsuit brought by Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner over unauthorized charges incurred by the Kardashian siblings in 2008. Kim and Kris sued Ray J for defamation. This is why Ray J is standing down and say Kim and Kris, they are involved in racketeering. And he's saying he has no doubt. And he said, when Ray J said he consulted ChatGPT, that was a major shade to Kim, because Kim was using ChatGPT to study, and Ray J is basically throwing that back in her face, saying, you know, you have been studying to become an attorney and have been looking up all these things through ChatGPT, and ChatGPT told me that what you guys have been doing for the past couple of years is in fact racketeering. I'm going to shift you guys over. So, oh no. I think it's the best that I have you guys here. So, no one throws a better shit. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you guys this. Ray J and Kim, I don't know what it is, but their energy is the same. The same things that Kim is capable of, the same thing Ray J is capable of. The same ish that Kim does, Ray J has done the same ish. Like, they are a mirror reflection of each other. I kid you not. So, as I was saying, Kim and Kris sued Ray J for defamation, accusing him of making false accusations about them being under federal investigation, of which they denied, when he said that, oh, I thought it was the Jenners who were being investigated. You know, he said that if someone told him that it was Kim and Kris, he would believe. But did he? He's like, no. And then after that, he was on a live when he said he was working with the feds on a racketeering case against Kim and Kris. So that is what led to Kim and Kris filing the lawsuit. But how they went about filing that lawsuit, it was just, I don't know what they're hoping to do. You know, it's as though something else is going on with Kim and Kris, and they're trying to hide it or something, because didn't we hear a few days ago that Kylie and Travis' name has been caught up in a casino scheme, but they said that, oh, Kylie and Travis only used the joint for their love nest. Out of all the money that Kylie has and out of all the places they could go, why would they use a hotel that has a casino joint for their love nest at the start of their relationship? They would want to keep things in a low profile and stay at somewhere that's more not so popular, iron, but not so frequent by frequent people, you know? So there's so many questions to ask, like, something is going on with the Kylie Jenners, and we have been noticing this since December of 2024. Something suspicious, and I'm not saying they're involved in something shady. I think something that might have to do with them being investigated or something is going on. But something is just not adding up. There are too many gaps and pieces missing. Something is going on, right? So let's continue. So they're saying they're suing RayJ because RayJ said that they are being investigated. They are under federal investigation, which they deny, leading to suing RayJ. But I don't know why the media is calling it a counter-sue. It's not a counter-sue. They were the ones who first sued, and RayJ then sued, which is a counter-sue. Now they're saying RayJ claimed that Kim and Kris breached a private settlement agreement over the sex tape by discussing it on their reality show, The Kardashian, and accused them of defrauding him with their actions. So yes, they did, because RayJ said that after he exposed them on Instagram and after he was telling the world that it was an agreement between him and Kim and Kris, he said Kim had called him offering him more money. I think he said it was $3 or $6 million, and they went into a new agreement. That is after he did that entire expose on Instagram Live, and he showed us the messages from Kim, and he showed us the contract where they signed. He then showed us, he after that said he was called by Kim and Kris. They went into a new agreement, and after they agreed and after he got the money, he saw them mentioning the same thing, which was another violation again. And that is the violation that he's suing them on. So that is the reason for the counter-sue, because he's saying that after they all agreed that he would no longer talk about it, they would no longer talk about it. He was saying immediately after, on a season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, they said it again, accused him of revenge porn, and he reached out to them and he was like, hey, didn't we just have an agreement? Are you guys going to edit that out to take that out? And he said nothing was done. They didn't edit that portion of the show. They didn't take it out. It is still being aired, and hence why he's suing them. And he says he has evidence to that. So his mom is stepping in, and she explained that she sued the Kardashian siblings. She said, before I filed suit, I told my son RayJ about the Kardashian siblings' theft. In 2009, Kim and Norwood settled per people, which resolved the lawsuit. So she's standing 10 toes down to say, yes, she sued. She said, let me get back to the top of the report, right? They're saying Brandy and RayJ's mom, Sonia Norwood, backed up her son in his court battle against his ex, Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner. U.S. Weekly report. On December 12, Norwood 75 filed a declaration supporting RayJ's efforts to convince a Los Angeles judge to toss the defamation lawsuit brought by Kardashian 45 and Jenner 70. Norwood wrote, in or around 2008, I discovered that Kim Kardashian and her siblings, Khloe Kardashian, Kourtney Kardashian, and Robert Kardashian Jr. had incurred around, that's a lot of money, $850,000 in unauthorized charges maintained by members of my family. So they're saying in the filing, Norwood explained that she sued the Kardashian siblings. Before I filed the suit, I told my son RayJ about the Kardashian siblings' theft. So she's saying that RayJ would have all right under such circumstance to say that the family is involved in racketeering business. So she's saying, she told him about it. And in RayJ's, let me start that over. They're saying in RayJ's declaration, he fell out with Kim and her family over the credit card drama. So he's saying that's why he fell out with Kim and her family. As the U.S. previously reported, Kim and Jenner sued RayJ in October, accusing him of defaming them by making accusation that they were under federal investigation. Unable to accept the end of his fleeting relationship with Kim over 20 years ago, RayJ has repeatedly sought to attach himself to Kim and Kris' name and exploit their prominence for personal gain, the lawsuit alleged. Kim and Kris pointed out that on September 24, RayJ escalated his attacks during a social media live stream broadcast to millions, declaring the federal RICO I'm about to drop on Kris and Kim is about to be crazy and that the feds is coming. So that is what has Kim and Kris butthurt, because they don't want their names to be involved in any RICO because they know it ruins brand, image, and reputation. But RayJ, mom is now saying that RayJ would have a point because back in 2008, Kim did steal a credit card. She ran it up and then she gave it to her sisters who ran it up, and it was to $980,000, right? Kim and Jenner said RayJ then announced to millions of viewers that the racketeering case against Kim and Jenner would be worse than Diddy, referring to the highly publicized federal RICO charges against Sean Diddy Combs for heinous allegations of sex trafficking and violent abuse of women. So that is what has them hurt, because the sex tape and the money that they took from the card. They're saying RayJ added, I don't want my children to grow up being exposed to a false and damaging portrayal of their father as a pornographic figure rather than a parent, professional, and a human being. In the docs, RayJ admitted to using ChatGPT to help him with the lawsuit, claiming it entrenched his beliefs. A judge has yet to rule on the matter. I hope they don't throw out RayJ counter-suing Kim and Kris, because Kim and Kris, what they're doing is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And when Judge Mathis is saying he doesn't know how Kim and Kris arrived at even the idea to sue RayJ, you know it's even more ridiculous when Judge Mathis is saying Kim and Kris' lawsuit against RayJ really doesn't make any sense. You know it does not make any sense whatsoever. So, way to go, RayJ. Way to go, RayJ. I can't wait for RayJ to be victorious over Kim and Kris. I honestly cannot wait. What about you guys? Leave your comment below. While you're at it, do all you need to on this video to support your girl. Peace.